Hello dear friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Edu-Tech. So today we are going to study cells, detailed study of cell, its definition, structure, types, function and many more. So let's start. Those who are not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and press the bell icon. So let's start. So first of all, we all have to know what is cell. Cell is the basic fundamental unit of life. So if we were to break apart an organism to a cellular level, अगर हम किसी भी ऑर्गेनिज्म को सेलुलर लेवल में ब्रेक करते हैं तो हमें जो सबसे स्मॉलेस्ट इंडिपेंडेंट कंपोनेंट मिलता है वो क्या होता है, वो हमारा सेल होता है. अब हम इसमें सारा चीज़ पढ़ेंगे कि सेल का डेफिनेशन क्या है, स्ट्रक्चर क्या है, उसके टाइप्स कौन कौन से हैं, सेल के फंक्शन क्या है. इसका नोट्स आपको पूरा मिल जाएगा इसमें. दीज आर द कंटेंट्स. फर्स्ट, सेल डेफिनेशन. व्हाट इज सेल, डिस्कवरी, कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ सेल्स, टाइप्स ऑफ सेल्स, सेल स्ट्रक्चर, सेल थ्योरी एंड फंक्शंस ऑफ द सेल. This is the structure of cell. The cell is composed of nucleus, cell membrane. Cell membrane is the outermost layer. There is nucleus. Inside the nucleus, genetic material DNA are present. Lysosome, ribosome, mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, cytoplasm, endoplasmic reticulum. All are composed of cells. Cells are the fundamental unit of life. They range in size from 0.0001 mm to nearly 150 mm across. Definition of cell. A cell is defined as the smallest basic unit of life that is responsible for all of life processes. Cells are the structural, functional, and biological unit of all living beings. A cell can replicate itself independently, hence, they are known as a building block of life. Each cell contains a fluid called the cytoplasm, which is enclosed by a membrane. Uh, Also present in the cytoplasm are several biomolecules like protein, nucleic acid, and lipids. Moreover, cellular structure called cell organelles are suspended in the cytoplasm. What is a cell? A cell is the structural and functional unit of life. The study of cell from its basic structure to the function of every cell organelle is called cell biology. Robert Hooke was the first biologist who discovered cell. All organisms are made up of cells. They are made up of single cell are called unicellular or many cells are called multicellular. Mycoplasma are the smallest known cell. Cells are the building block of all living beings. They provide structure to the body and convert the nutrients take from the food into energy. Cells are complex and their components perform various functions in an organism. They are a different shape and sizes, pretty much like bricks of the buildings. Our body is made up of cells of different shapes and size. Cells are the lowest level of organism in every life form. From organism to organism, the count of cell may vary. Humans have more number of cells compared to that of bacteria. Cells comprise several cells organelles that perform specialized function to carry out life processes. Every organelle has a specialized structure. The hereditary material of the organism is also present in the cell. Discovery of cell. Discovery of cell is one of the remarkable advancement in the field of science. It helps us to know that all the organisms are made up of cells and these cells help in carry out various life processes. The structure and function of cells helped us to understand life in a better way. Who discovered cells? Robert Hooke discovered the cell in 1665. Robert Hooke observed a piece of bottle cork under a compound microscope and noticed a minuscule structure that reminded him of small rooms. Consequently, he named this room as cells. However, his compound microscope had limited magnification and hence he could not see any detail in the structure. Owing to this limitation, Hooke concluded that these were non-living entities. Later, Anton van Leeuwenhoek observed cells under another compound microscope with higher magnification. This time he had noted that the cells exhibited some form of movement. As a result, Leeuwenhoek concluded that these microscopic entities were alive. Eventually, after a host of other observations, these entities were named as animalcules. In 1883, Robert Brown, a Scottish botanist, provided the very first insight into the cell structure. He was able to describe the nucleus present in the cell of orchid. Characteristics of cells. Following are the various essential characteristics of cells. Cells provide structure and support to the body of an organism. The cell entire The cell interior is organized into different individual organelles surrounded by separate membrane. The nucleus, major organelle, holds genetic information necessary for reproduction and cell growth. Every cell has one nucleus and membrane-bound organelle in the cytoplasm. Mitochondria, a double membrane-bound organelle, is mainly responsible for the energy transaction, vital for the survival of the cell. Lysosome digests unwanted material in the cell. Endoplasmic reticulum play a significant role in the internal organization of the cell by synthesizing selective molecule and processing. Types of cells. Cells are similar to factories with different labors and departments that work toward a common objective. Various types of cells perform different functions based on cellular structure. There are two types of cells, prokaryotes and eukaryotes. These are the structure of eukaryotes and prokaryotes. This is the major difference between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Prokaryotes are always unicellular and eukaryotes are unicellular and multicellular both type of cells. And the size of prokaryotes range in 0.2 μm to 2 μm in diameter and eukaryotes 10 μm to 100 μm in diameter. Usually, prokaryotes present chemically complex in nature and eukaryotes when present chemically simple in nature. Its cell wall. Nucleus are absent in prokaryotes. Instead, they have a nucleoid region in the cell. In eukaryotes, nucleus are present. Ribosomes are present, smaller in size and spherical in shape in prokaryotes, and in eukaryotes present comparatively larger in size and linear in shape. The arrangement of DNA in prokaryotes are cellular and in eukaryotes it's linear. Mitochondria is absent in prokaryotes and present in eukaryotes. Cytoplasm is present but cell organelles absent in prokaryotes and cytoplasm is present and cell organelles are also present in eukaryotes. The endoplasmic reticulum are absent in prokaryotes and present in eukaryotes. Plasmids are present in prokaryotes and very rarely found in eukaryotes. Ribosomes are small in prokaryotes and larger in eukaryotes. Lysosome and centrosomes are absent in prokaryotes and present in eukaryotes. Cell division happens through binary fusion in prokaryotes and through mitosis in eukaryotes. Flagella are smaller in size in prokaryotes and larger in size in eukaryotes. In prokaryotes, reproduction happens asexual and in eukaryotes happens sexual and asexual both. Example of prokaryotes are bacteria and archaea and the example of eukaryotes are plant and animal. Cell structure. The cell structure comprises individual component with specific function essential to carry out life processes. This component includes cell wall, cell membrane, cytoplasm, nucleus, and cell organelles. Read on to explore more inside cell structure and function. Cell membrane. The cell membrane support and protect the cell. It controls the movement of substance in and out of the cells. It separates the cells from the external environment. The cell membrane is present in all the cells. The cell membrane is the outer covering of a cell within which all other organelles such as the cytoplasm and nucleus are enclosed. It is also referred as the plasma membrane. By structure, it is a porous membrane with pores which permit the movement of selective substances in and out of the cell. Besides this, the cell membrane also protects the cellular compartment from damage and leakage. It forms the wall-like structure between two cells as well as between the cell and its surroundings. Plants are immobile, so their cell structure are well adapted to protect them from external factors. The cell wall helps to reinforce this function. Cell wall. The cell wall is the most prominent part of the plant cell structure. It is made up of cellulose, hemicellulose, and pectin. The cell wall is present exclusively in plant cell. It protects the plasma membrane and other cellular components. The cell wall is also the outermost layer of the plant cell. It is a rigid and stiff structure surrounded the cell membrane. It provides shape and support to the cell and protect them from mechanical shock and injuries. Cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is a thick, clear, jelly-like substances present inside the cell membrane. Most of the chemical reaction within a cell take place in this cytoplasm. The cell organelles such as endoplasmic reticulum, vacuoles, mitochondria, ribosome are suspended in the cytoplasm. Nucleus. The nucleus contains the hereditary material of the cell, the DNA. It sends signal to the cells to grow, mature, divide, and die. The nucleus is surrounded by a nuclear envelope that separates the DNA from the rest of the cell. The nucleus protects the DNA and is an integral component of a plant cell structure. Cell organelles. Cells are composed of various cell organelles that perform certain specific function to carry out life's processes. The different cells organelles along with its principal function are as follows. Cell theory. Cell theory was proposed by German scientists Theodor Schumann, Matthias Sachleden, and Rudolf Virchow. The cell theory states that all living species on Earth are composed of cells. A cell is a basic unit of life. All cell arises from pre-existing cells. A modern version of cell theory was eventually formulated and it contained the following postulates. Energy flows within the cell. Genetic information is passed on from one cell to other. The chemical composition of all the cells is the same. Function of cell. A cell performs major function essential for the growth and development of an organism. Important function of cell are as follows. Provide support and structure. All the organisms are made up of cell. They form a structural basic of all the organisms. The cell wall and the cell membrane are the main component that function to provide support and structure to the organism. For example, the skin is made up of large number of cells. Xylem present in the vascular plant is made up of cells that provide structural support to the plant. Facilitate growth mitosis. In the process of mitosis, the parent cell divides into the daughter cells. Thus, the cells multiply and facilitate the growth in an organism, allow transport of substances. Various nutrients are imported from the cell to carry out various chemical processes. going on inside the cell. The waste produced by the chemical processes is eliminated from the cell by active and passive transport. Small molecules such as oxygen, carbon dioxide, and ethanol diffuse across the cell membrane along the concentration gradient. This is known as passive transport. The larger molecule diffuse across the cell membrane through active transport, where the cell require a lot of energy to transport the substance. Energy production. Cells require energy to carry out various chemical processes. This energy is produced by the cells through a process called photosynthesis in plants and respiration in animals. Aids in reproduction. A cell aids its reproduction through the process called mitosis and meiosis. Mitosis is termed as asexual reproduction, whereas parent cell divide from daughter cells. Meiosis causes the daughter cell to be genetically different from the parent cell. Thank you. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, press the thumbs up and please share and subscribe this channel.